Welcome back to the Black Hills and Eastern Railroad, everybody. Today I have for you a long overdue and a long awaited layout construction status update for you. For those of you who are new here, I am building an approximately 25 by 20 HO scale model railroad based on southeast South Dakota and the South Dakota Black Hills here in our southeast South Dakota home. So I'm filming this on the 20th of May, and you'll see this video towards the middle of June. What we've got going on before the posting of this video is the DSED, the local NMRA division, plans to meet here this coming weekend for their regular meet and tour of the layout. Many of the division members have never seen this layout except for pictures and things I've posted around the division and here on the channel. So naturally, I'm hoping to get some feedback and exchange some ideas about the way things are done here and about the way maybe things could be done better in the future. Also of interest to the channel here are twin girls play on a soccer team, a U12 soccer team, which I actually also coach, has made the playoffs. And that's the first time that tournament postseason play is available to them. And they're super excited to see that. They won't play until after this video is filmed, but before it actually uploads. So I'll have you an update at some point how they did in that tournament. So on with the construction update. You see here, the first thing I wanted to mention is we've got this ramp track here. I've called it a number of different things. This is the track that extends from South City, which you actually see in the foreground here, before those two SD40-2s that are parked on the corner there. That comes around the Helix over here and goes up and is going to go around the outside of the wall. That is going to serve as our connection between South Sioux City and Edgemont, South Dakota, and I know that there's a long stretch of Nebraska here that we're leaving out. But as Burr Stewart says, this is reality model railroading, and we're taking that to heart here. There will be track up here that gets us from the southern Sioux City, South Sioux City, Burlington Northern Yard, and over to Edgemont, South Dakota. This ramp track continues around the walls here and will continue through the wall on the other side over to Edgemont, South Dakota. And then the other thing we've been hard at work here in the last few months is benchwork. Right up here is, this is the main level benchwork, and there will be scenery and industry here. On top of this, this is meant to be the basically the Sioux Falls downtown area. Around the corner here, Sioux Falls as well, and maybe some countryside scene here representing between Brandon, Corson, in Sioux Falls, and then of course Corson, South Dakota here. That depot is not meant to be permanent there at all. Some industry here in Corson, and then the Corson subdivision continuing around where it meets up with the Marshall subdivision over here in Garretson. And again, this bench work that you see here in the foreground, this 1x2 work, in most cases in this bench work here, I have pilot hold and countersink screws with white glue actually in these 1x2s here. This is forming really strong bench work, and I look forward to putting all the weight I need to on here. I wouldn't get up and dance on it, but it certainly is very solid and is lightweight. I've learned my lesson on not using too heavy a lumber for model railroad applications, and maybe 1x2s are a little on the light side, but I plan to keep this up with the remainder of the main level construction continuing through Sioux Falls. And over here you'll see actually more of Sioux Falls at about this level for about 10 inches out, so we can have some industry here and the connection over to where we basically get to West Junction at this level here. Again, in the foreground here is just staging. We've got Marshall, Minnesota here in the foreground, and we've got Whitewood, South Dakota on the DM&E, or former Chicago Northwestern, in the background where you see those Canadian grain cars. So there's some of that 1x2 construction here left for the bench work over the top of the staging area, and a bit of cantilevered shelf, like I said, 10 inches out over the top of the Sioux City yard here in Iowa. So that'll represent Sioux Falls' very northern industrial area where there is some rail-served industry yet to this day, and we'll certainly keep that busy here on the Black Hills and Eastern Railroad. So I talked about in another episode, I'll put a link to this one as well, so we've got 3 episodes linked below. This 3/4 turn helix that comes out around the support column. This is the Burlington Northern Marshall Subdivision line from Garretson. We're going to have it joined. We're going to have it joined in with Garretson here. It begins and then goes down, continues back into staging, and ends up, as I mentioned, over here in Marshall, Minnesota. So I did have to get wise and used alternative construction materials a couple of places here on the layout where I was being unwise and did not allow myself enough room to place 1x2 support struts here, and we're using I guess they call these men plates. These are 8-inch men plates that I picked up off of Fleet Farm. And we've got 5 of them here. And again, I wouldn't get up and dance on this benchwork, but it is very solid. It'll certainly hold anything we need it to hold here. And it did get tedious at times here assembling this 1x2 benchwork with the pilot hole drill and the countersink operation all in one. That was made it a little bit easier. But then the white glue and fitting everything together, and basically everything here is custom fabrication, and there really aren't that many straight pieces as you look at things. But I'm pretty happy with the result, and I can't wait to start putting sheet material over this. I plan to fit over this basically 1/4 inch plywood with 1/2 inch Homosote over the top of that. In most places, in areas where we're going to have hills and scenery, I probably won't bother with that. We'll probably just stick foam on there or do something else. Leave some of this open and then cover with plaster and hard shell. Then we get on to electrical here, and I mentioned this in a separate episode where I put together this panel and patches and stuff. I'll be continuing to add to this as far as adding more circuits for more track as that gets added in. I'll give you a link in the description below to show you how I did this. Then I've also showed you this too, but I thought I'd show you again because I completed all of the backlighting for these control panels, these switch control panels. We've got Madison Subdivision staging area here. We have the Whitewood panel here. This is a DM&E property. This is that yard that I showed you earlier. Then we have Marshall, Minnesota, which is the endpoint basically of the model railroad line here. And then I've got 3 panels right next to each other here. I've got the Sioux City C&W yard. I've got Island, Minnesota on the BN. That's on the Marshall sub going up towards. And we've got a panel for the Sioux City, Iowa, basically yard throat or the drill track and the main line. I've got indicator lights here, and I had a separate episode. I'll give you a link to the description, a link in the description to that episode where I did that down below. So then you get a quick little overview of the benchwork here at Garretson. This is the main level benchwork here that I put in, the 1x2s. And I put in also bus wire. We've got a reverse loop situation here, you might remember. 12 gauge bus wire. And also I put in a couple of re-railers leading up to the turnouts so we can hopefully catch any wheels that might be on the ground as they're moving towards exiting staging here. And then what you see here in the foreground is the ramp track coming out of the North Sioux City area into Garretson here, which is going to be here and around the corner just a little bit, and the Marshall sub, that 3/4 turn Helix that's going around the corner there, and on the other side of the partition wall. We got some artwork up here for the DSED guys that are going to be in this weekend, and 3 different artists here, 4 different artists. Yeah, 4 different artists, 2 photographers, well, 3 photographers and a painter. And my favorite one here is probably this Sam Bott's print. He was in the area here for a while, several years back, and we got a BN unit, of course, and a QNSL unit, which is pretty rare around here. This was, I believe, on the Marshall sub. I'm not sure what year this was, but you see written in the dirt there above the number boards, BN forever, SF never. Kind of cool, huh? And then I put up one last blue box here for some light. I've got an outdoor fixture here for floodlights, and the reason I did that is so that I could have kind of whatever light I choose. I hope this is my last one that I put up. The rest of these are going to be, I think, LED strip lights in behind the fascia. I might continue to use these after the layout is constructed, but I'm really not sure at this point. So again, I'm recording this on May 20th, and you probably won't see this until June 13th at the earliest. I'll make sure to let you know how the DSED meeting here went, the division meeting, and I'll make sure to also cue you in on how the girls U12 soccer team did with their postseason play. Hope you enjoyed the content here. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and hopefully we'll see you guys in the